Lesson 10, page 14. This page is about legato and about playing slurs. If we look at the bottom here for smoothies, we're going to try to play a crescendo to the middle of the phrase, keep it kind of loud in here, and then do a diminuendo to the end of the phrase. So there's going to be an increase of the volume here and then a decrease or diminuendo in the volume. At the end of this half note, you're going to lift your hand slightly to end this phrase. That note must be softer than this one. Then the next phrase starts. It's going to get louder to the middle of the phrase, stay louder in here, and then get softer to the end of the phrase. When you play this last C here, it needs to be softer than this note, and then you're going to lift your hand slightly to end this phrase. Lift each finger in the air also because you're playing a legato slur. So you need to get those fingers to actually lift and then control the weight at the end. Here we go. On the bottom of page 14. 1, 2, ready, play. Louder in here. Now softer. Lift. Getting louder and getting softer. Up. Back to the beginning. Now getting softer. Louder here and softer. Crispy chips on page 15. Staccato dots can be over the notes or under them. Doesn't matter where they are, either directly above or directly below the note. And we're going to keep our fingers glued to the surface of the keyboard as if we've got crazy glue and we glued our fingers on there. We're going to move our wrist up every note. So the wrist is going to be moving up like this every single note that we're going to play here. Okay, from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Up, 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 up. Left thumb, up. So you need to be thinking like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down with the wrist. Just doing this type of thing. Keeping the fingers on the keys. So it's up and then down. Every note you're going to play and lift your wrist at the same time. So the finger goes down, but the wrist goes up. Like that. Might have to play that a few times to get the hang of it. Okay, we're going to go on now to page 16. In the pool. This is a phrase right here. And it's just like one of these longer phrases, but it means you go into the right hand. Now, at the end of a phrase, it has to always be softer than the note before it. Now this note, this harmonic third comes in on beat 1 of the second measure. If there was not a slur here, you would play that loud right there. But because of the phrase, this has to be softer than this note. Okay? Same thing happens here. If this curved line wasn't here, you would just play that loud because it's beat 1. And it would be louder than this. But because of the phrase, the composer is indicating that this note is the end of the phrase, which means that these two notes have to be softer than this. Those two notes have to be softer than this note. Same thing happens here. This is the beginning of a measure, but because of this slur, that note needs to be softer than this note, which is typically a weak part of the measure. But because of the phrase, that needs to be softer than this. Okay? And let's see if we can do this now, lifting the fingers in the air and lifting the wrist to end the phrase. Here we go, starting with the left hand 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, lift. Getting louder here. 2, 3, lift. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up an octave. 1, 2, 3. Catch That Frog on the bottom of page 16 is in D minor 5-finger pattern like this. We're going to move both hands down an octave at the end of the page. 1, 2, ready, play. Down an octave. Okay, and now on page 17. My pony has the right thumb here, the left thumb is here. And on My Pony, notice that there is 2 phrases, right here and right here. It's the same notes in both phrases, but that staccato dot normally would be loud right here because it's beat 1. Same thing here. Because of this phrase, this staccato has to be a little softer than this D. Same thing here. This has to be softer than this because of the phrase and the way the composer wrote the phrasing here. So we're going to play a combination of staccato movements and legato slurs. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, rest, up, rest, rest, rest. 2, 3, 4. Move down to C. So we have to make a move from here.